Alrighty there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is HD StarCraft, and I'm here to bring you guys Game 2 between Millennium Stephano and Slayers MMA. This is the continuation in the lower bracket of the IPL, I think it's pretty close to lower bracket finals, and one important point to note here is Stephano has to win this game. This is do or die for him right now. He was the previous champion of IPL 3, but that doesn't mean diddly squat. If he doesn't win this game, he will not get the repeat crown. It doesn't really exist anyways, but he will not get the repeat if he doesn't win this game, and if he loses, he's done, he's out. So this is it. Pressure all up on his shoulders. And can you imagine the weight right now that, you know, all the fans screaming for him, cheering for him, hoping that he can win here. And even if he should win here, he's still got a road ahead of him because, you know, it's complete elimination from this point onwards. And MMA, the other player, down at the 12 o'clock, knocking him out in the first game, is one game away from taking out the previous champion in IPL 3. This is pretty damn exciting stuff. We'll just have to see what happens. And to be quite frank with you guys, to be brutally honest, I thought Stephano had a fighting chance last game. It might have looked like, you know, he's completely getting abused right now. But to be honest, outside of that big attack, which was a brilliant, it was a mastermind of a play by MMA. You know, both players were neck and neck in the arms race. There was no player who was significantly ahead macro-wise. And Stephano he wasn't really that brutally behind after that attack. He just, I don't know, he just kind of started to incrementally fall behind from that point onwards. And that's what MMA will do to you. That's what I've noticed, you know. He is the master of applying aggression, not at 1 point, not at 2 points, but sometimes not even at 3 points. It'll be like 5+. It'll be n to the infinity. And what are you gonna do about it? It's like, okay, you're gonna have your army here to defend, but then I'm dropping at your natural, and then I've got a nuke coming for you in your main, and then I've got I don't know, Thors dropping all over the place, Thor shipping, just bringing back the good old fun times. So actually, I've never seen a Thor ship from MMA, but you know, you get the idea that MMA kind of just has a very fundamental grasp of this game, and that is aggression. He knows how to be aggressive. That is his keys to the car, so to say. And we'll see if Stephano can handle it, man. Last game he kind of broke. But if I know Stephano, man, he can do it. If any Zerg can, he is the one. So we'll see, man. It looks like both players right now going into an expansion build. We have a double gas here for MMA. And that was right after the command center opening, so MMA here has a couple of possibilities. He can go right into starport. I've seen him do that a couple of times. He likes to get the early Banshee out, but I always feel it's a little gimmicky, you know, that I like Banshee, you know, it's a good unit overall, but against Zerg, especially against Stephano, you have to remember Stephano always gets an Evolution Chamber because he goes to Ling Roach Infestor build and he gets the upgrades. The Evolution Chamber is twofold. It gets the upgrades and it gets a Spore Crawler if you need it. So I don't think MMA is going to go for a starport. I don't know, he might. You know, he's mining double gas right now. That's a lot of gas saved up. He could also go right into a lot of upgrades. He can go for a quick siege mode upgrade with this early gas, get the stim pack as well, get the combat shields. He can go into double armory or double engineering bay as well. A lot of possibilities here, but I think it is going to be a starport. There it is. So quick starport once again for MMA, and you know, whenever Terran gets that double gas, you know, you kind of have to lean towards that possibility because no Terran really wants to bank up a bunch of gas for no apparent reason. So here it is. The starport is coming, and we have a tech lab on the barracks, so almost certainly going to be Banshee at this point. I just don't think it's going to work. There's the signature Evolution Chamber coming down for Stephano. And he gets that because he understands, you know, he knows, I'm going to get upgrades, I'm going Ling Roach Infestor, but hey, if there's a Banshee coming, I'm so safe, I'm so covered, I'm so set. And so Stephano looking good. He'll most certainly get the Spore Crawler as soon as he gets an even tingly feeling that a starport is down right now, and it is. And we have Cloak coming too, so MMA is investing into this sky-powered attack, and we'll just have to see how effective it will be. Initial Hellions now coming up to the front of the Zerg base. Just doing a little bit of roasting damage here to the queen, but nothing too permanent. And it looks like MMA will pull away for now. Has a lot of Hellions in the middle. It's just going to tag the Xel'Naga tower. And that Starport making that Banshee. Also has Stimpak coming, but you know, we won't see Marine presence for a good while in this game. It's going to be primarily down to Banshee harass from MMA for the first couple of minutes from here on out. Love the queen placement as well from Stephano. You know, that's just to block the Hellions from running inside. And look at this! Look at that! He's got Spore Crawlers coming up already. One inside the main. I don't see any at the natural, but hey, just to get a Spore Crawler down right now, he just has that tingly feeling that a Banshee is coming. And that's pretty incredible considering what MMA is doing right now is, you know, you have an option when you're Terran. You can make one Banshee, send it in, and then another and send it in, but you can also make one and hold the line and then wait for more and then send them in all together to, you know, go for like a big flurry attack. And that's typically a little bit more disastrous for Zerg, but Stephano just gets the feeling here that MMA is going for the Banshee opening. And man, what a great intuition he has. So very, very good. And now it's a double Banshee. You know, yeah, 2 Banshees with Cloak. It could do a lot of damage, but you know, his main is, you know, it's got detection. Now all he has to do is get a Spore Crawler at the natural, and it's going to be very unlikely these Banshees will be able to do much. They are coming in here into the main. A Macro Hatchery is something they might consider doing some damage to, but unlikely that he'll commit to it. And now he sees the Spore Crawler, but there is no Spore yet at the main, or excuse me, at the natural, and he needs to get some Spore Crawlers over there right now. Has to pull away with the drones, but so far hasn't lost too much. Gonna lose 1 on the Extractor, 4 drone kills, and 4 and 6 for a total of 10 on the Banshee. So far, actually, MMA been able to do a little bit of damage, but nothing too serious, you know. It's only 10 drone kills, and when we consider that it costed Cloak 2 Banshees, and that inevitably translates into a later siege mode and later Stimpak, later combat shields, it's not too big of a loss for Zerg to rebuild 10 drones. Now, if he loses this hatchery, then it might actually pay off. So he's got to get his queens over here right now. He's already got detection. Oh, that hatchery, he's going to let it go up. So he's not going to have the option to cancel now, and he's going to send his queens in. I don't think he can save it. He's not going to transfuse, and he does not save it. Oh, now that is a blow. That is a blow because he doesn't recuperate the minerals for the hatchery. Yeah, man, that's so devastating for Stephano. And now MMA still has the Banshee, so he can go repair. He can incorporate it into his army. They're not too shabby in the late game because if your Zerg opponent's going Ling Infestor Roach, then they're not too shabby because you can send him in there to snipe infestors. You know, they're pretty good at doing that. They force a fungal growth. They can pick off infestors one by one, especially with Cloak. But against Zergling Muta, they aren't very effective. Thankfully for MMA, hey, it looks like the Zerg is going for Ling Roach Infestor. No surprise there. And what is the idea with this hatchery here? I don't know what Stephano's thinking right now. He must feel pretty far behind, and no doubt he is right now because he lost that hatchery. But this is the ninja-iest of ninja expansions. Oh man, that is a shuriken hatchery. Man, this is going to be pretty interesting. If MMA does not sniff this under his nose, even if he doesn't, I don't know how Stephano is going to hope to even get any resources out of that. That's such a long ways away from his base. To send drones that far away is so risky. I don't know what the heck he's thinking with that hatchery, but a very ninja hatchery. And whoa, Banelings. Okay, so he's incorporating a couple Banelings here. Man, MMA or Stephano trying to kind of play catch up here and just throwing in a couple Banelings because they're a good unit to have, and he must feel a little bit unconfident about his position in this game right now. Trying to get a couple fungals on those Banshees, and that's what I'm talking about, man. Banshee's so good at taking out infestors. One of them did go down there, and even if they don't take out infestors, they force fungals, and it's so good. Just a complete nuisance to infestors, and MMA doing a very good job there. Great Marine split! Oh! Not even losing, I don't think, a single Marine to a Baneling. And those Marines got to be feeling very happy about themselves. Give themselves a pat on the back. And MMA, once again, in dominant control of this game, sends an SCV in there to confirm a hatchery. He sees it, and he's got a medevac ready to unload its wrath on that hatch from behind the mineral field if necessary. Oh boy. Oh boy. The problem here with Stephano is he has not been able to mine out of a third base. and I don't care which way you slice bread, when a Zerg does not have a third base mining or has not had one for a while, at this stage in the game, it's very, very bad. And Stephano trying to go into Ultras right now. Man, that's so big of a risk. I don't know where he's going to find the gas to fund Ultras. That's the problem. Ultras are pretty gas intensive, and he's already made 1 billion infestors, so this is going to be really crazy. But if he can pump out some Ultras, though, wow, does that change the landscape of this game, because there are no Marauders, just purely Marines. And, you know, bungle to keep the Marines in place and then just Ultra the rest of them down. And it looks like we have a drop down here. That was going to be pushed away. We have another drop coming in from the northwest as well. Did that drop see the hatchery? Oh, he saw it. He knows, and he's sending in some Marines. So that you don't even get anything out of this except maybe like a drop of gas. That's it. And meanwhile, this medevac goes in, sees Ultralisk Cavern. So now MMA can make the switch into Marauders. He can make the switch into whatever the damn well he wants. And Stephano in so much trouble right now. Oh, those Zerglings can't even get around to hit the Marines. And you don't really see Stephano play like this very often, but it almost looks like he's a little flustered right now. You know, it kind of looks like he just doesn't know what to do. And who can blame him? He's suffered so much at the hands of MMA. You know, we once again have this situation where if MMA dictates the pace of the game from the beginning, he will dictate it towards the end. It's very hard to come back if you let MMA start that aggression and you let him start to kill a couple of your workers here or there, you know, with those Banshees, or whether it be whatever unit it is going to be. Here comes some Zerglings though, and that is a complete visual cluster bomb. I cannot see what the heck is going on, so I'm going to turn off the health bars just momentarily, as that was a good blow for Stephano. He actually took out some of the units in the middle of the field. He has a lot of Zerglings. I'll give him that, and they are 2-2 upgraded. So, you know, he has more upgrades, and he has a lot of Zerglings. This can be a shot, but he's getting shelled. Don't stand there, just in the firing range of those siege tanks. And look at this, MMA is going to expand once again, so he's now going to be on 4 bases. As Stephano comes in, he's got an Ultralisk. It's the banner, man. It's carrying the flag into battle. Will they have enough? Will the Zerg have enough to crush through here? Actually, not a bad engage by Stephano. As long as he can keep the Ultras and Infestors alive, that's his gas-intensive units. The Zerglings are easily replenished, and you know what? That didn't go too bad for Stephano. Oh no, but I think I might have spoke too soon. Another medevac drop from behind the base, and it doesn't look like he got too many worker kills, because we can see the drone's still kind of populated here. But, you know, I think Stephano has a shot maybe to get back in, but the thing is, the longer he waits, the more that the Terran player builds up anti-Ultralisk units, siege tanks, somewhat decent against Ultras, but mainly Marauders. Marauders are very, very good against Ultras, very cost-effective, and I would not be surprised to see Marauder production. No, he's actually making Ghosts. Wow, interesting. Ghosts aren't too bad either with their snipe ability. They're better suited for dealing with Infestors. I don't think he realizes how many Ultras are on the field right now. You know, what MMA might be thinking is, hey, how can he have so many Ultras? There's no way. And now he drops the scan, and now he sees all the Ultras, so he better get into... You know, he better get his butt into Marauder production right now. That's what he needs. Because that's a lot of Ultras. I'm actually a little flabbergasted that Stephano was able to fund this many Ultras and Infestors only off of 3 bases. And mind you, these 2 extractors have barely been mining. So that's pretty impressive from Stephano's point of view. But he is at a very serious lack when it comes to any positional advantage in this game, terrain-wise. He is cooped up into his base, cannot move out, cannot apply aggression. It's once again MMA, and it always has been MMA, dictating the pace of this game. And oh, the ultimate tone setter, the bottom line, nuclear missiles are now coming out from MMA. This is terrible news, and I don't know how Stephano's going to deal with that. I mean, this is just going to be a little humiliating, I would imagine. MMA maybe going to go in for a couple drops? No, just going to posture outside of the base. He's also got a medevac back here as well, so he can do a double-pronged attack. And Stephano just kind of chilling. You know, the thing, what Stephano's trying to do right now, guys, is max out. He's trying to max out his army, but what you usually want to do in Zerg versus Terran is max out when you have Brute Lord Infestor. Then your army is stronger than the Terran. But if you don't have Brute Lords, your army's not stronger. So it's kind of on even footing. So it's a bit unfortunate, but even if Stephano maxes out here, I don't know how he can keep pace with the Terran. And, oh no, we have a nuclear missile coming down. Oh my god, we have a double nuclear missile coming down. I don't know what the other nuke is coming in at the third right now. The other nuke is over here at the natural. It looks like he's going to dodge the nuke here at the middle of the map. But will he evade this one? No, he will not. Unfortunately for MMA, he didn't kill off any drones. And I think we heard another nuclear missile. Oh my god! He uses this nuke. Oh, he hits it! He hits all the ultras on the way out. Beautiful nuclear missile. And the whole strategy behind that was nuking the third to bait the units that were inside the main base. On the way out, hopefully he would land into this nuke, and he did. That was so brilliant. What a well-coordinated timing of nuclear missiles. And another nuke for good measure here at the right is almost going to burn on that hatchery. Now the Marine's going to come in and finish it off. Stephano getting nuked left and right here. This is absolutely amazing. And we have more nukes coming from MMA. So this is just going to be catastrophic. Uh-oh. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Oh, it looks like it's going to go down. So there was an overseer there. Stephano wisely incorporating those overseers into the game. And now it kind of makes sense why MMA made so many ghosts, because it's usually not what you build. But if you're going to go for nukes, well, yeah, obviously you need ghosts to make nukes. So this is very, very interesting. And the thing about nuclear missiles is they do kind of cost a little bit. And going for ghosts, not really the best against ultras, so he might give a window of opportunity here for Stephano to come back in this game, but it's looking pretty bad. It's looking pretty grim. Anytime a Terran player starts nuking you, man, that's just embarrassing. And now Stephano comes in with some burrowed infestors, gonna send in some infested Terrans, trying to clean the way here for some type of an attack, but it is not gonna happen, as those infestors are actually going to remain burrowed for a while. Nope, Comsat's going to reveal them. And wow, this is just looking really bad. Another drop inside the main. That is going to be maybe fungal. No, not enough energy on that infestor. And oh god, do I hear it again? Yes, I do. It's more nuclear missiles coming in right now, and MMA is going to once again nuke the third. And beautiful play, same play as before. He's nuking over here to try to draw the army out and hoping that they'll run into this missile, but that red dot could not be more obvious. And oh my god, Stephano was not paying attention to his drones at the third. He just lost whatever remaining economy he had, and oh my god, he's going to lose all of his infestors. Saves at the last second. That was pretty close. And now, you know, Stephano just kind of getting played like the fiddle. And, oh god, Cloaked Ghost sniping your hatchery. Lol, all the way to Lollermart. And even getting an EMP on all the infestors for good measure. Finally, the army gets killed off. The pair, that is, of ghosts that made that army, and more nuclear missiles are coming down. Stephano is getting worked right now. I don't even know where that nuclear missile is coming in at. That's the problem, because he's just luking so often. Might have actually been killed off by Stephano's forces, but I think it's safe to say at this point that we are on the verge of seeing Stephano just, you know, either what can he do at this point? You kind of got to ask yourself. And from a Zerg perspective, at some point, you just kind of throw your hands and say, I give up, you know? I have an army here. I can't keep dancing around back and forth because I'm just going to get nuked to death. What I'm going to do, therefore, is just make an attack. And there it is. More nukes. They like it. And when he says they, he's referring to you guys, the viewers, the crowd going insane for every nuclear missile. And what I'm trying to get at here is, you know, at some point, Stephano's just going to say, all right, fine, I'm just going to attack. I'm going to put myself out of my misery. And maybe, just maybe, I can get some kind of lucky break. I might get a good surround. I might be able to destroy his army. Just maybe, you know? So I kind of see this game headed towards that direction at some point. We'll just have to see when Stephano breaks, or maybe if he gets that lucky break. Who knows, you know? The thing about Stephano that I've always learned from watching his games is you never count him out until, you know, until the fat lady sings. Or the French lady sings, whatever. And this ghost here, his motto is real men drill deep, so let's see if he can drill deep here with a nuclear missile. He's got 4 ready to go. So he's got quite the arsenal, but there's an overseer there. And I don't think that ghost will be saved. No, he's going to go down. So, good defense right there from Stephano, saves himself from a nuclear missile. God knows he's already been hit by 4 or 5 this game, and wow, there's so many sensor towers there. He could broadcast a message through the universe, from the StarCraft universe to our home planet. And 5 sensor towers, he's got so many, he's actually making circles on the minimap, and that haha from Stephano is because this is his vision. He can see the circles on the minimap. Oh my god. MMA, the clownster right now. And these Marines and Marauders dropping off. What a position by his tanks as well. Kind of like a sweet spot with those tanks down there. And these ghosts coming in for an assassination mission. They will get the EMP shockwave. A couple of infestors get blown to bits. Launching a few infested Terrans. So maybe here's Stephano saying, I give up. I'm going in. I'm going to do it. Wish me luck. And no, he's actually going to turn away with his legs tucked between his ultraless legs. And, oh, that's why, because there's a ghost on his ramp, which is going to get taken out. But, damn, this is just an abuse by MMA. You know, he's got full map control. He's definitely got map awareness, that's for sure. He's got so many sensor towers, he could for sure see the Zerg coming from any direction. And, with that radio station there, I don't see how he can lose this game. Those Banelings get their mark. But, you know, I really think at some point here, Stephano's just going to say, okay, I'm going to attack. I give up. And, oh, these ghosts get the EMP off. They didn't even die there, even though they took a couple claws from the Ultras. You know, this is just Stephano getting whittled down. At some point, he's got to attack. You know, I do see him building a lot of Ultras and Zerglings, maybe just trying to hope he can max out before going in, but this is the problem, and I think I mentioned this, is that when you max a Zerg, if you max with Broodlords, it's good. If you don't max with Broodlords, you're not better than the Terran army. And another nuclear missile here, making it more difficult for Stephano to retreat. Might just have to commit to this attack. Good position for Fungal, but he doesn't have energy for Fungal growth because he got EMP'd. And now he's going to pull away. I think the nuke may have landed already. Yeah, it did. So he pulls away safely. Another nuke coming in. And if it's inside that little cluster of units, it's hard to see the little red dot. And Stephano just attacks. So what's Stephano say? Oh, he just got EMP'd again. No chance of Fungal. This could be a good trade for Stephano, though. No, those ghosts are just shredding the Ultras from the back. They continue to fire their sniper rifles. And while it looks like Stephano's pushing forward here, you know, he actually, the radio station's under attack. It looks like Stephano might have an opportunity to maybe do some damage, but that's the thing, man. The reinforcement wave from MMA will continue to stream inwards, and making it very difficult here for Stephano to really do any type of permanent lasting damage. And oh, the mule blockage! The mule blockage, trying to block in those units. Not successful, but still funny nevertheless. Oh man, I was worried there. I thought our radio station, our comm link to the alien universe is going to go down there, but thankfully MMA keeps it alive. Broadcasting this message all throughout deep space so we can all see. And oh, another nuclear missile! The mules trying to, I guess, come up there to, I don't know what they were trying to do, maybe save the ghost by surrounding him and protecting him. Unfortunately, it got fungled, and the nuclear missile saved from dropping down onto the drones. And really what we're just watching is MMA kind of toying with his food right now. Trying to excrete maximum victory here, maximum winnage, and certainly doing that with Ghost, with those nuclear missiles, that's for damn sure. Launching another nuclear missile, we can hear it, and it's going down at the 4th hatchery. As it comes, it's coming. Oh my god, the drones! Oh man, that's rough. Wow. So what little drones that MMA had, or Stephano had remaining, have just been nuked, and this could be it. I mean, it's gotta be it. That nuke had to be the proverbial nail in the coffin there. And what a nail it was. Come on, Stephano, it's over. I'm sorry, but there will be no repeat. And there it is. Well played. Good luck, says Stephano. Unfortunately, that does, for Stephano fans, that does mean MMA advances forward. But for MMA fans, for Korean fans worldwide, that is good news. And what a game. I mean, MMA just kind of owning. For lack of a better word, that was ownage. And it all kind of started with these 2 Banshees, man. That, you know, at first I said it was a little gimmicky and he didn't pay off, but when he killed off this hatchery, oh man, did he pay off. Killing off that hatchery, not letting the Zerg cancel it, not letting him get the gas or minerals from the 3rd. it hurts. It hurts real bad. And then the decision making from Stephano from there was to Ninja Shuriken this hatchery over here. But that turned out to be a poor decision because he didn't really get anything from that hatchery either. So it was just kind of one mistake, or I guess you should say one, or I should say one big play from MMA leading to a mistake by Stephano and then kind of digging himself into that hole. And then the nukes, just for good measure. I mean, those nukes were some pretty awesome nukes overall, I have to say. And I want to say something about these nukes too. The timing, the position of the nukes was really good. A lot of times people just spray nukes wherever, they don't care. But what MMA does here, and I'm going to just rewind to show you guys, is he thought about it. At least I would assume he did. You know, you don't just shoot nukes wherever you want to shoot them. He knows the army is inside the main base right now. He knows it's cooped up in there. And it's unlikely he's going to be able to nuke inside there. He doesn't even have a ghost here. But what he can do is nuke 2 spots at once and hope the army pulls out. If it does, he's going to get a great land here. He's going to blow up a bunch of units. Even if he doesn't, he'll be able to hit the hatchery. And if the drones are there, bam, beautiful, right? So he misses with that nuke, but he immediately, I love it, he immediately relaunches with nukes again. And oh my god, this nuke was freaking... Oh, actually he missed with this nuke. Okay, so I don't know, he shot so many nukes it was hard to keep track of. But once again, I just want to kind of reiterate, he doesn't just nuke randomly. It's not sporadic, you know. There's a method to the madness, and it's all designed to hopefully bait and lure the Zerg player into a position where he runs into it. And I'm pretty sure he did. I remember him running his ultras into a big nuke. And let's see if I can go ahead and find that nuclear missile, because that was a good one. That was one for the ages. All right, found it. So here it is, and you can see he's cooped up inside the base. He's running his ultras out right now, but he doesn't see the little red dot, and oh, so gruesome. Fantastic nuke by MMA. Everyone in the crowd kind of went crazy on that one. And I guess on that note, I'll go ahead and end this video. So there it is, the rematch between Stephano and MMA taking it down handily with a pretty entertaining game to close it out with those nuclear missiles. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I didn't get to mention this during the cast, but I will mention it now. I'm going to edit together the highlights of my Diablo 3 hardcore stream. There were some pretty awesome close calls, and there were some pretty funny deaths as well. They were definitely deaths. So I'm going to put it together into a video coming very soon. So hope you guys stay tuned, and that's going to be it for me. This is HD, signing out.